kids. Fuck the kids? Yeah.
When I say, who's the master? You say, Shonen.
What is up, guys? Shonuff the King here, back with another video, and today I'm bringing you guys a crap load of G.I. Joe news. Man, this has been an awesome time to be a G.I. Joe classified fan. Again, Hasbro has been killing it the past couple of months. Again, I know I have personally been heavily criticizing them for some of the decisions they've been making over the past couple of years, but I can also acknowledge that they have, in my opinion, have taken a lot of the criticisms to heart, and they have been actively trying to do better for the brand and for the fans. So again, I will applaud them for that. Now, what I want to do today is, again, because you guys know me, I don't like doing a lot of like piecemeal videos concerning G.I. Joe news. Like every single time that there's a article or something that comes out, I don't want to just jump on here and give you guys like a 2 to 3 minute video explaining a little bit of details that all you had to simply do is go to Instagram and you'll be able to get that information yourself. So I decided to wait until I had a good amount of stuff to talk about, and then I was going to bring you guys the G.I. Joe roundup. So that's why I'm here today, is to do just that. So without further ado, let's get into it. So today, let me just give you guys a breakdown of the agenda. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to talk about all of the most current information in the most recent G.I. Joe releases, talking about Snake Eyes, Storm Shadow. I'm not Snake Eyes. Storm Shadow, Spirit, that whole new wave that has just started hitting retail. We're going to talk about that first. Then I'm going to transition into the Haslab, and then I'm going to finish off talking about a few things that I basically some predictions. So predictions at the end, Haslab right in the middle, and then at the beginning we're going to talk about the current state of the action figures. All right, so without further ado, let's get into it. So first thing I wanted to quickly talk about is the most recent wave that has just started hitting stores and hitting, people's been getting a lot of shipping notifications, and that is talking about Spirit, talking about the Cobra Officer, I believe, and then Crocmaster and Storm Shadow. So me personally, I have been a very happy camper. I got most of my stuff this week and a little bit of the stuff from last week. So today I'm recording on Friday, July 8th. The only thing that I'm missing at this point is my Cobra Officer. But late last week, I got both my Crocmasters, because I ordered 2 Crocmasters from Amazon. Those shipped and were delivered last week. Then I got 2 Storm Shadows from Amazon. Those got to me probably about Tuesday, I believe I got those. And then just yesterday, I got both of my Spirits from Amazon. So out of everybody that has been shipping, Amazon had been the most effective for me. And again, I like telling you guys this so that when you guys are thinking about doing pre-orders, you can kind of get a real world look on who has been shipping first, because I actually placed orders from 3 different places. I placed orders with Amazon, I placed orders with Hasbro Pulse, and then I also placed orders with Entertainment Earth. And out of the 3, Entertainment Earth shipped last, Amazon shipped first, and then Hasbro Pulse was right there in the middle, and I'll explain. So first thing that shipped was Crocmaster. The first 2 got out was Crocmaster from Amazon, and then I did order 1 Crocmaster from Hasbro Pulse, and that also shipped a couple days later. So I already have all 3 of my Crocmasters as we speak. Then Amazon was going to ship my Spirit and my Storm Shadow at the same time with the Crocmaster, but for some reason there was some sort of hiccup and they had to delay the shipping of that one. But those both did still arrive first, and I got my Storm Shadow and I got my Spirit, so I have all of those. And then Hasbro Pulse also ended up shipping my Spirit and my Storm Shadow. So then I got those, and then finally I got an alert from Entertainment Earth that I had ordered an entire case of those. Yes, I am obsessed with G.I. Joe Classified, so sue me. I actually ended up ordering an entire case from Entertainment Earth, and I just got notification yesterday that that has shipped as well. So I am all set with this newest wave. And again, some of the things I keep, I have, one that I open, I have, some that I keep on box, and then I end up selling some as well online. So then I end up making some of my money back that way. So, G.I. Joe, they're listening. Again, I know there has also been rumors that the twins have been spotted in China, and they were put on eBay for sale. And I think there was a couple of hobby stores that I follow that are overseas as well that I saw on my Instagram feed that had Lorenzo available for sale as well as the twins. So they're starting to hit overseas. But again, most of these figures are made overseas, so it doesn't surprise me that they're starting to show up. They probably found, fell off of a truck somewhere, so that doesn't surprise me at all. So yeah, again, I'm not getting upset about those kind of things. Like, it would be awesome to get the twins before the end of the year. So let's hope that Hasbro can pull that off and get those figures to us, because again, I want them. But I have not seen them in any Targets. Like, I haven't seen G.I. Joe in Target. I haven't seen them in Walmart. So like, everything that I have was done by online pre-orders. Like, again, I still do daily action figure hunts, and I have not seen any G.I. Joe Classified in any Targets or Walmarts on the East Coast, and that's where I live, on the East Coast, so nothing in my area. All right, so that is that. Let us jump into this Haslab. So as you guys know, and you guys seen my video already, the Haslab is out. It is doing extremely well. As far as I know, this has been the most successful Haslab in Hasbro history. Like, I think it fully funded in 9 hours. Like, again, I talked about that briefly, but again, not only has it funded fully the first 8,000 in the first 9 hours, we have pretty much hitting all goals in a little bit over a week. Now, at the last time that I checked, which is right now, we are at 15,299 backers and that's to unlock the final one that we'll talk about in a little bit. So yeah, so that happened. It's great. Like, again, I'm super happy that the trolls wasn't able to take this thing down. And again, I kind of realized, like, early on, as they were actually doing the live stream, people were already supporting it. So I already knew that this thing was going to blow it out of the water. So all those other YouTubers out there that were trying to hate on this and try to say, oh, it's not worth the money, I can guarantee you that most of them are probably buying this thing now because they're not crazy. They know that the $300 was worth it. Now, again, once I talk about all four, I'll circle back to the $300 part. So we already knew about the early bird special. So if you purchased a HISS tank before July 6th, you will be also getting an extra figure, which is the as you can see here on screen. Now, they come in multiple colors. You can see here we have like a blue, we had like a translucent one with black, we have a purple, we have a black on gray on black, and then we have a gray, black, and red with the Cobra insignia on it. And then, we have another one with like more of a color like that. So those all came out. So the way that that's going to work, these are the early bird specials. The way this is going to work is that once the campaign is done, they're going to send us a link, and then we're going to be able to vote on which one is actually included in the packaging. And again, this is only if you had purchased it before July 6th, and since it's July 8th, if you have not backed this project yet, you will not be getting one. So as you can see here, my personal choice is the purple. I really like something that would stand out, and I definitely think that the purple stands out the most. I think it is the most unique color. Not to say that the other colors are bad. I just feel like we have seen these colors before. I just really think that the purple out of everything stands out, and to me is the clear option. So again, you guys let me know in the comment section which color you are going to vote for. but whoever ended up getting in the early bird special will be getting one of those. So like I said before, the goal was blown away, and we ended up getting the first unlock, which was some additions to the Scud rockets on the side of the HISS tank. Again, they have like the little Mars logo on the front. Again, I heard some people say that, some people crap on to try to say it look like Nerf gun missiles. And I can kind of see, if you look at it from a narrow point of view, that you could see that it would look a little bit like Nerf guns. But to me, I am looking at this and I'm just looking like, this is amazing. Like the Cobra logo on the side, like the little red tips on the front. To me, it looks like something that would be created by Mars. So again, I personally am really digging it. So then, as you can kind of see here with the thing fully kitted out, you can see the little missiles on the side there. The second thing that they revealed, and this is when I remember when this happened, I was not happy. This is the tread guards, and then the original visor that we had from the 80s HISS tank. Now, me personally, I wanted to kind of stop here to kind of give a little bit of friendly criticism. And again, I know there could be two ways to look at it. But for me, when you're doing a campaign like this, you want to go from a low point to a high point. You don't want to go from a high point to a low point, because you want to constantly be building up, excitement and anticipation to get people to keep on funding. And again, regardless, this thing funded like almost immediately. But again, when you're dealing with these kind of campaigns, you want the momentum to keep rising. So I think for them to first announce the missiles like they did, and then jump to these treads and this canopy, was a downgrade for me. And actually, I'm not the only one. There was a lot of people who were commenting. I think it was pretty much all in unison that this was not a good tier to unlock for the second unlock. Like, this to me should have been the first unlock. So we would have got the HISS tank. The HISS tank comes with the HISS tank driver, perfect. And then boom, first unlock, we have the original hood, and then we have the tank guards. People probably would have been like, eh, but they would have been okay with it, because they would have probably been like, well, this is only the first unlock. We still have a lot more to go. Not a big deal. But for them to go from the missiles to that, to me, was a little bit of a momentum slower. But then what they ended up doing after that was they ended up releasing the artwork for the actual early bird special figures. So I think that kind of had people like, oh, okay, it kind of distracted them enough to kind of move on from that and just kind of see what else there was there. So we got that unlocked, and then we ended up getting the third unlock, which made everybody happy. And then we got 2 machine guns side mounted on the side, and then we had 1 gun that will go underneath the HISS tank as well. And that one has blaster ports, and again, as you can see, there was that. So then the last one that we got was the hooded Cobra Commander. Well, not hooded Cobra Commander, goodness gracious. We'll talk about that, by the way. The last unlock we got, which was at number 4, and that is the Haslab 80s retro CoCo, which is the Mickey Mouse CoCo. And again, he comes with a lot of accessories. He comes with the world snake, he comes with a knife, he comes with alternate hands, he comes with a backpack holster, and he comes with his blaster. And you get some kind of, you can see here some of the little concept work that they did for that. And I personally think this thing looks amazing. Now, with that though, it actually created a lot of issues. And the issues that this created was people were expecting it to be a hooded Cobra Commander, which me personally, I don't understand why you would think that we would get a hooded Cobra Commander. And this is kind of where the controversy will start here in the video, where and I've said this in the past. So like, again, we in this current climate that we live in this social political climate that we live in, we are not ever going to get a hooded Cobra Commander. Now, let me be clear. Do I personally have an issue with a hooded Cobra Commander? No. I actually am one of the first people on YouTube to actually showcase a custom hooded Cobra Commander. And I actually will link a video in the description of this video. And I recorded my video probably back in March of 2020, so 2 years ago, where I bought a custom hooded Cobra Commander head sculpt that was already painted, and I showcased it on my YouTube channel. And again, I personally don't have a issue with Hooded Cobra Commander, but as a company, and and again, as Hasbro, in this current climate that we're living in, I can completely understand why they would not do that. Now, do I understand, especially why they would do that as like a mass retail release? 100%. But I could also see if they really wanted to do that for the fans, that they could probably do a Hooded Cobra Commander on Haslab, because Haslab is supposed to be for the things that they would never do in retail. So I could see how they could potentially have done it. But again, from the information that I have done research on, there was a mandate that was put out by Hasbro that nobody can do a Hooded Cobra Commander because of its racial undertones. And again, I have seen people who have been feigning ignorance talking about, oh, I don't know what they're talking about. I've been collecting G.I. Joe since the 80s, and I've never once thought that Hooded Cobra Commander was racist. And again, I'm not trying to make this too political, but I'm the kind of person where, like, again, I already own the Hooded Cobra Commander, but I can also clearly understand why somebody else would find that offensive. And if you can't conceptually understand why somebody or why a group of people would find that offensive, then you should be a part of the conversation, because clearly you're just delusional. Okay, like, to give you a better example is to talk about Mr. Popo from Dragon Ball Z. Okay, like, again, Mr. Popo is clearly has some imagery that would make some people offended. Now, do I personally have an issue with Mr. Popo as a black man? Absolutely not. Can I understand why some people would find Mr. Popo offensive? Absolutely. So again, like, if you can't take a look at the Hooded Cobra Commander, and you can't understand why there would be some people that would be offended by him, and you couldn't understand why a company like Hasbro would not want to risk the outrage from the certain group, especially in 2022, to sell a toy, then you are delusional. And again, you just do not deserve to be in this conversation, and you just need to move on. And I'm just going to say it because nobody else will. Okay, so now, I don't want to just complain about the Hooded Cobra Commander without offering a solution. So, as I said, I personally own a Hooded Cobra Commander. How did I get it? Well, I follow a bunch of people on Instagram, and there was, back in 2020, there was a person that was doing custom 3D printed Hooded Cobra Commanders, and you can find these all over the place. So, if you want a Hooded Cobra Commander for your Cobra, for your retro CoCo, you can find one. Go to Etsy, go to eBay, just Google it. There are hundreds of people with the CAD files that will print these out for you, and there will be a bunch of people who will paint them for you, and you can get yourself a Hooded Cobra Commander. It is not a big deal. They even have it in like the 1/6 scale for like a Hot Toy size that looks amazing. So again, like, the thing is that, why would and again, Hasbro knows this kind of things are going on. Like, they know these things are being done. I know personally that Emily follows Gridiron Studios, a company that does a lot of accessories for G.I. Joe. And I'll talk about that. I know Hasbro follows these people. They know what's going on in the field. So if you guys really want a Hooded Cobra Commander, you can get one. You just probably won't ever get an official one from Hasbro. Now, the last thing I wanted to talk about here is the potential for a final tier unlock. So again, by my calculations, we'll probably be fully funded with 16,000 by Saturday, and then we will have about 37 days of just open space for the project to just continue until it's funded, until it ends. And if I were Hasbro, I would want to try to capitalize and get as much money as humanly possible. So how do they do that? Because this thing funded so fast, they can probably work on unlocking a 5th tier if they really wanted to. And what would be in that 5th tier that would make it worthy? That is the Cobra ASP. Now, again, for my personal view, this is what I would love to see. And if I were talking about what kind of goal they want to set for that, I would say 20,000 20,000 units, because I think the last one was at 6,000. I think it's been moving to 2,000 each. I think if they were to add a 1/12 scale Cobra ASP, if it looked kind of like this, I would be all in. And then if they want, they can kind of pay for it by giving it a bigger goal, to say instead of 16,000 you got to do, so if it stops at 16, instead of saying 18,000, do an additional 2 and say 20,000. So hey, if you guys want to hit the Omega stretch goal of 20,000 backers, we will give you guys the Cobra ASP. And again, as you can see here, it will come with the rotating guns, and it will come with another gunner. Or if they want to, and instead of having to give us another exclusive gunner, they can just give us another one of those different color figures to go inside of the ASP. So let me just go back and you'll see what I'm talking about. So one of these drivers, you know how I was talking about the purple and the red? So imagine if they were saying, hey, if you guys hit 20,000, we'll give you another one of these figures, and he can go inside of the ASP in order to get that. But in order to get that, you guys would have to hit 20,000. Like, that to me would be the best option in order to kind of do like a secret tier 5. But regardless, this thing is going to blow it out the water. I'm very, very proud to have been a part of this campaign. One other thing I wanted to talk about is I wanted to show this box art right here, because I know there's a lot of people who are still arguing about this hooded Cobra Commander and why didn't they give us that instead of what we ended up getting. And it's pretty simple if you actually just take a look at it. Look at the box art for the original 80s HISS tank box, and you can clearly see here we have 3 drivers, we have 3 characters on the actual box. We have the HISS driver, we have the HISS gunner, and then on the back we have Cobra Commander. And what does Cobra Commander look like? That is the face masked Cobra Commander, not the hooded Cobra Commander. So all it would take is for you to look at this original box art to kind of know where Hasbro was going with this project. This is a love letter. This is a 40th anniversary love letter to this HISS tank, and that's kind of why they went the way that they went. Now, there is a company that I want to talk about as well, that is Gridiron Studios. Like, I have been buying from them since they first hit the scene, probably about 2-3 years ago, when they started hitting real heavy. Now, if you guys are looking for accessories for your G.I. Joe needs, and again, this is not a promotion, even though, hey, if they wanted to do promotion with me, I would love to do that. But I just really stand by this company because, again, they provide such great quality items for G.I. Joe Classified 1/12 scale and 1/18 scale, that I just wanted to make sure that you guys knew about them. So Gridiron Studios, you can follow them on Instagram. They actually just did a Kickstarter where they funded a howitzer. And, you know, the Kickstarter's already done. That's done and over with. But I just wanted you guys to be able to see the kind of stuff that they do for G.I. Joe 1/12 scale. Now, I have already confirmed with them on Instagram that they absolutely will be doing accessories for the 1/12 scale Cobra HISS tank. And again, I will also link a video in my description below of the accessory that they did for the 1/18 scale HISS tank that they did accessories for as well. I'll put a link for that in the system if you guys can see. But again, Gridiron Studios does amazing work. You guys should definitely check them out. So again, I know this is a long video. Again, I do appreciate you guys sticking around. I want to get the conversation started because, again, you know, let me know what you guys think. Are you guys going to continue to back the HISS tank? Because, again, like I said, if anyone wants to complain about the $300 price tag, you can look at all 4 of these items now and you can see why this thing was priced at $300. Like, you get the HISS tank, you get 3 figures, you get guns, you get extra guns, and each of the extra figures are going to be individually carded. So I can guarantee you right now that 80s CoCo, that thing's going to sell on eBay for $200 easy. Easy. So I can promise you right now, if you guys do not get you one now, you're going to regret it later. You're going to be paying what you guys love to call scalper prices. Like, I absolutely hate that. But you're going to be paying a pretty premium to get your hands on that Cobra Commander later on. So be forewarned. If you can save a little bit of money each week and buy this thing, you better do it now, because what you don't buy now, you will pay for later. This is Showing Off the King, man. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.